Good morning and welcome, Men's Physique family, to the first Callout podcast with your hosts, Josh Mott and myself, and Kes Butt. And we are going to be going over the Charlotte Pro as well as anything else that has Men's Physique related. But Kes, how's your week? Anything new in your life?
Oof, I don't know. Just trying to think off the top of my head. No, not really. Just more of the same. It's getting to this at the point now where competition season's like really kicking in. So when that happens, you know how it is with the posing coaching. It's just pretty relentless. I'd say every like spare minute of my day now. Well, they're not really spare minutes. Every minute of my day outside of doing everything else, I'm just doing posing sessions, to be honest. Which is cool. It's cool, like, to see like the interest at this point now. Even with having some other boys who are working for me as posing coaches as well. Yeah, it's really just kicked up like over the last few weeks. And yeah, I'm at the point now where we're attending shows pretty much on a weekly basis as well. So like every weekend now for like the next 2 or 3 months, I'm at like a show, which is cool. It's just like that traveling across the country and just going to a different show every week. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. Other than that, pretty much the same. Just still dieting away on my yeah, maybe a prep. We'll see if it is or isn't. But
Oh, that's still
yeah.
up in the air,
I
the
may
prep?
well I may so I'm seeing my coach on Monday, and then from there we're making like our final decision if we do it or we don't. So I will have an answer by the next podcast what I'm doing, and then I'll say what shows I'm doing as well if I am.
Is the decision driven by mainly like how maybe injuries or how the body is feeling, or is it more because like,
Yeah.
hey, you want your physique to look a specific way, not enough tissue?
Kind of both. So like with it's more the injury which is dictating everything. So I've had like a bit of a neck and shoulder issue for it's lasted about 2 months now, and I thought like, it just get better over time, but it's like it's just still been lingering for a good while. And when you do that, and like it's affecting all my pressing movements. So whenever I'm doing any push exercises, like any presses or even certain flies as well, I can feel pain there. So obviously, when you can't train like at 100%, you're not going to have the same fullness that you
Hmm.
normally would have, which is annoying. Because I want to like when I compete, I don't compete just for the sake of it. Like I'm competitive and I want to win. I want to win. And ultimately, like the main thing is I want to be at my best, what I feel like my best is. So if I feel like I'm not going to bring that, then I'll be like, well, I'm not going to compete. But it is getting better for sure. My physique's
Mhm.
coming back to life as well, for sure. So yeah, it's looking positive as a whole. So I think I will. I think I will do it still. But if for whatever reason the next few days I just have a catastrophic injury again, then probably not. But yeah, that's me. That's me. Pretty much same old. How about yourself? I know you've had a little travel back home, haven't you?
Oh yeah, it was very interesting. I may have mentioned this last time, but I did like a posing session, and then this guy that I'm working with virtually pretty much stopped working with the in-person posing coach that he was working with in California, and he said, "Hey, can I cover you coming over to me so I could do posing sessions in person?" And you are pretty much like I would just escort him through his first show because this was his first show and everything, and it was in San Diego, and he pretty much covered. I mean, I need to do the math, but I think he covered pretty much like 10 to 11 clients of like of who I would be working with. So I was just like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And we had a very successful first showing. He got second and thirds and fourths, and it was a very, very solid
Nice.
showing for him because I feel like a lot of people that do their very first show ever, like they are back there by themselves, and sometimes they don't know exactly what to expect.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
leading up to show day, every single day, I was just telling him, hey, this is like the structure, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. They're gonna line you up, and then they're gonna bring you to the middle, you do your routine, step to the side, you line up again. And since he signed up for like 4 classes, I was just preparing him like, just let you know, bro, like you are gonna go one after the other of posing. So just be prepared to hold your front pose as long as possible because abs is everything. Um, and it was funny. It was a learning experience because sometimes I forgot about this just because I don't know how I forgot about this. The There's so much high stimulus at a show. like I forget how loud music is. So I understand why people could choke up a little bit and kind of miss something in their routine or move a little bit faster. Like some people like they tell what do they give you guys? Because sometimes they say 15 seconds, right, for men's physique routine.
For us, normally with the NPC ones, they give maybe they say 15, but they can allow for like a good 20 maybe. With the other ones, with the other federations, because obviously there are more poses, they'll give 30 seconds for the other federations. But with NPC, it's normally about 15 to 20-ish, I would say. It's not really that strict. They don't enforce it too much, as long as you're not doing it too long, I would say.
Well, I have some intel because this was interesting. Because I looked at the website. The website says for NPC and IFBB that they are going to be doing their routines for 30 seconds, right? But I'm always told that, hey, we have to do it in 15 seconds. So I was coaching this guy, let's go for that 20 to 25 second range, just because if you're practicing around 25 seconds, chances are you're going to speed up on show day and you might hit that 20 to 15 anyways. So that's what we were preparing for. And you know what they did to us? Everybody was all lined up, and then one of the judges, he was IFBB judge, I believe. He like comes back, and then he like pretty much like brings anxiety to the table. He's like, you guys need to do all this in 10 to 15 seconds, straight to the front, straight to the back. No, I don't want to see any of this. Like, and like he didn't say what it was, but I don't want to see any of this. So it's just like a simple arm swipe. Sounds like he didn't want that. Sounds like he didn't want like transitions like a Ventura step. So that was kind of like, what? But then they said, we want the posing to be clean. And I was like, so you want clean transitions, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I had to like tell my guy, like, hey, stick to the plan. Like everything stays the same. I bet you once they go out there, everybody, like if someone goes over, they go over. They're not going to like kick you off. And there was a guy that did his men's physique routine in about 45 seconds. And everybody else did like maybe like 20 to 30. I feel like it's mainly crowd control. And what he said too, the judge was like, I'm required to say this.
Yeah. I mean, I get saying it, and there's a way to say it though. Because at certain shows, they will say it to the athletes, like, can you keep it within the 30 seconds? And it's mainly just for the timing of the show. If there's a certain number of athletes, they need to be on time with the classes, which I understand. But there's a way to say it. Like if you say it in a manner which is calm, which is like, listen guys, can you make sure you get your routine done in 30 seconds? Like that's fine. But if you're being aggressive with it, that's just going to make, especially like first timer athletes, that's going to just make them panic.
Yeah, exactly. And they did the same thing to Classic too. They're just like, we want your routine only 30 seconds when you're up there doing your first, like your mandatories. And their Classic guys hit like a minute each. So, yeah. So I was just telling my guy, hey, calm down. Like, you don't need to worry about it. All I care about is just hit your front pose and hit your back pose. Hit everything the same. Calm down. And another thing too, I ran into Sandy Williamson.
All right, nice.
I introduced myself, thanked her for supporting the Manifest competition wear brand, the shorts. And she's friends with Alex and Dorian, and so we started to talk a little bit, and I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm the men's physique posing educator. She's like, oh, okay. And then we started talking about it a little bit, and she gave me a little bit of intel of just like, all we don't want is this. And I was just like, sweet. Well, I don't teach that anyways. She pretty much hints no front double biceps in posing. And on top of that, she was like, she did say that. She's like, the pros, they get a pass. She said that.
I've noticed like Ryan Terry, for example, he does like a little bicep sometimes, and then he hits his little abdominal pose as well, doesn't he? Yeah, exactly. I get that. So for anyone listening, you're probably not a pro unless you're a select few people. So listen to that, and don't be hitting bodybuilding poses on your men's physique routines.
Yeah, so it was so nice, and that was like my experience in San Diego. I ran into Christina, a friend of ours, who is a posing coach for bikini, and that was super fun to do. And then after this show ended, I had a good conversation with my client that had me out there. He's very successful business owner, and he was just pretty much like, all right, this is where it's getting like interesting, where I'm thinking differently of the future of posing business and everything. He found out that I am associated with the Team Tua, And so I'm under the umbrella of coaching under a specific brand. And I coach for everybody, right? And when he found that out, oh my gosh, bro. He was like, he was blown away more just because, and I'm sharing this from a humble perspective. I was trying to hide myself at shows. And at the same time, I was like, people probably don't know who I am. We were doing his posing sessions at a private gym, like middle of nowhere. And I was just coaching this guy, hiding myself, sitting on the floor. And some random person just comes up to me and just thanks me for like the posing videos I do and the things I do for the business. And I was just like, shoot, I didn't think someone would catch me. So I'm like being a little bit timid. I'm like, okay, like I'm not that guy, right? And then I go to the show and people are taking pictures with me, pull me aside, and then they're just like, thank you so much. Like I swear every single person that was wearing Manifest or just someone that posed very well were coming out to me and thanking me for the things I've done in the industry. And then my client noticed that and he was just like, bro, you're like making a name out of yourself here. Like, why are you attached to a specific brand? Like, you need to be on your own. And I was like, so my thoughts are going in different places, and the future of my business, it's going to be interesting. That's all I'll share. And I know you felt the same way.
I've told you this before. I've literally told you this where like, at this point now, like, you are the face of what you do. People know you for being the posing guy. I'm like, at this point, you could do whatever you wanted with your posing and it would do well. And ultimately, like, from a monetization standpoint, like, you want to be making the money you make, if you know what I mean. Like, you want it to be going to you. And you want to be in control of, like, how you market yourself, like, how you package everything like that. So yeah, like obviously as someone who's done my own thing and like kind of pushed myself out there and made like to a lesser extent, but within my space, like made a name for myself within the space as well. I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I didn't like do it under someone else's brand or something, because that would like, I don't think it's done it for you, but it'd have limited me massively if I was like working with a coach or something. And I maybe only had their athletes or was completely associated with them, then it would have really limited how far I could have gone. So I think for you, like, bro, like you could literally do whatever you wanted within the posing space and it'd work, I think, at this point now. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's, how did it feel? How did it feel like having people coming up to you and asking for photos?
You know, it's been like, I'm not like a very egotistical, prideful person at all. If anything, when I get praise, I accept it for a split second, but then I like self-sabotage myself. I've always been used to that. Like I've always been like ashamed of my talent or for who I am as a person, just because I've been used to being told like when I do something, like maybe family members, people older than me, they would say, "Oh, that's not good enough," and so I'm just like, "Oh, I'm not good enough." So it's just like, I feel like this was the first time ever where I've accepted it. And I've just been looking back in some patterns in my career in the posing coaching world where I'm just like, shoot, I'm the guy. And I'll share with you like another experience too. Like, bro, like I was at the Olympia and I could see people approaching me more than some Olympians.
That's cool.
And I was just like, it's very humbling. It's like very like,
because at the end of the day, right, there's a lot of men's physique athletes, but how many like elite posing coaches are there really at the end of the day? Like you, because with your content and how you do everything, you stand out a lot more. Let's just say, for example, someone who's got a good physique but doesn't really put themselves out there or doesn't post much, like they're just one really good physique amongst a sea of other really good physiques, and it's like, how are they standing out? How are they being different from everyone else? This is why, like, these, like, young LA influencers, like, people like to give them a bad rap, but, bro, like, they've made their personal branding's really good on Instagram, and they've made a name for themselves, and this is why, like, at these expos, they get lots of people just taking photos with them.
100%. And even the pros are noticing that, too. Like, they look at the young LA athletes, the Gymshark athletes, like, all these different athletes, just like, shoot, like, these guys have you could say mid physiques, but their personality and presence is just like they're just being themselves, and they're not like very attached to just bodybuilding, right? So it's definitely having me think of like I don't know. So I just had this feeling when I was in San Diego when I was having like experience where I'm just like, bro, I am living someone's dream right now, and it feels wrong in a weird way, and it just had me
Yeah.
think and step back a little bit where I'm like, shoot, I like put myself in this position 3 years in, and I feel like my name could be somewhere else outside of bodybuilding. So I'm just like, yeah, I have a lot to figure out.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. With me, it's like sometimes I think that, but then I'm like, do you know what? I actually did a lot of hard work to get to this point to where I am, and there's a
Mm,
reason why. It's not just like a mistake. So like for me,
yeah.
I don't know. The way I look at it is like, if I want to go further, I'll just continue doing more of the same of what I'm doing in terms of like putting in that. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit different,
Hmm.
scaling further, but like just in terms of that work ethic, I'm still working just as hard as I was back then. Just maybe applying it in slightly different ways, than I was just like always doing the same thing. Obviously
Hmm.
now managing a team as well, that's a little bit different of different
Yeah.
people. Managing people is a different challenge in itself.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, it's yeah, I've learned to like kind of accept it more for what it is. Like
Hmm.
getting good things happening, bro. Like they happen for a reason. They don't. They just.
Hmm.
I don't. I truly believe like it's not an accident.
Hmm.
And like success leaves clues at the end of the day, and there's a reason why you are where you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I think it's just I don't know, just embrace it and have fun with it, really, more than anything.
Yeah, for sure. So my thoughts where it's going in the future is I'm thinking of building a specific platform and more taking a backseat in taking posing part time, very part time. So I won't share all details, but that's just like where my thoughts are going at the moment. Just because I have just built such a huge mountain that I'm just like, all right, it is time to relax. um, I like to. Have you seen Avatar: Last Airbender? So, I have this thought consistently in my mind from a
Are
quote
you
from
gonna?
Avatar.
Oh, I was
What?
gonna say, I was gonna say before you say it, are you gonna be like at the end where Zuko's like in the tea shop working when he's become the Fire Lord?
Oh yeah, bro. I didn't even think about that, but oh, oh yeah, pretty much, right? Yes, kind of, yeah. But I was thinking about the line in the very beginning of the Avatar intro where it says, "When the world needed him most, he vanished."
It
And
just
so,
vanished.
yeah,
I believe that Josh can save the world.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, that enough of me. Let's talk about men's physique, man.
Let's do it.
Um, Let me share my screen here. You guys see some inception. So we had the Charlotte Pro that just happened this weekend, and let's see, screen share. Why can Oh, there you go. Boom. Ah. So here's the Charlotte Pro, and the top five that we'll cover are these men right here. E-Man. What is Carlos's full name? Isn't it like Okran or something? This guy right here.
Carlos Okran.
Okran, Jeremy Potvin, Amit Agre, and George Brown, and then Travis. But we're gonna go over the top five. Do you want to start from the winner to the end, or do you want to go backwards?
We'll go from the winner.
The winner. All right.
Yeah.
Let's look at E-Man. Where's E-Man at? All right, here you go. So this is the package that E-Man brought to the show. I think this is him. I think this is him backstage, right? Did we have any clips of him? I don't.
Maybe the best backs in men's physique one when they're together.
All right, here. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
All right, Hart.
Yeah.
So this is what we got. In my personal opinion, I really like Carlos's back, man. Like,
Uh, like, like objectively speaking, it's probably the best back in men's physique. It's almost too big. Like, it's almost like that would be do well on a bodybuilding stage. It's that good, his back. And it's like when you see that how freakishly big it is, sometimes people are like, well, that's more bodybuilding than men's physique. Because objectively, the amount of muscle and even the detail he has in his back is just like beyond anything I've seen in men's physique. I'd say it's arguably the best. Maybe, do you know Dan? Dan Ibrahim?
Yeah. I do. I've worked with
He's
him.
up there he's up there as well. But this guy, like, that's arguably the best back in men's physique.
Yeah, like just look at that. I see what you mean in a sense of bodybuilding. Like you could even probably put this back against like a classic physique lineup.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Eman's got a good back as well, but just see, like, when you put it next to him, like, it looks a lot smaller when next to Carlos's, even though normally Eman has, like, one of the best backs on stage in terms of the muscularity and the shape of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's an interesting one because, like, objectively speaking, like, Carlos has, like, he has a pretty small waist. He has crazy wide shoulders. He has crazy muscularity everywhere, even from the front as well. He has, like, nuts muscularity. But it's like, you look at it and you're like, is this men's physique? And for me, it's just like that question mark. Sometimes you look at a physique and you just think, yes, that is men's physique. But then when I see Carlos, it's like, is that just a bit too big for men's physique, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I know exactly what you mean. Man, I think the reason why I'm attracted to Carlos's physique because it's kind of like that crazy proportion, like freaky looking anime physique compared to E-Man. Um,
Yep, yep,
yeah.
yep.
But E-Man, I'm really happy for
I
E-Man though,
agree.
just because E-Man he actually prepped himself. I'm not sure if you know that for this one.
Yeah, I know. He actually looked better as well. He looked better at this one, I thought, than he did at the Arnold. He looked a bit tighter, especially in the midsection.
Mm-hmm. 100%. I was gonna say like, what is up with these top finisher Olympians switching into coaching themselves? You got Ryan, you got E-Man. I'm sure there's like another handful of people that are starting to do that. Even like people like I've worked with AJ Ellison, he coaches himself too. Um, I wonder if it's gonna become more of a trend in the future. But let's look at Carlos. Where's Carlos at? All right, so we got Carlos's posing to start off, and it looks like he's doing a little bit too. Honestly, he's looking like he's doing a little bit too much internal rotation of both shoulders.
I agree.
I would roll back both of his delts, and it would actually allow him to have more room to open up his lats a tad bit more. And
Yeah.
maybe he just needs to put his right hand a little bit lower on his hip, just so he can have room for those big, massive lats of his. And then on top of that, just this left arm looks a little awkward, looks a little bit too stiff, so I'll have more of a natural bend when it comes to sitting into the one hand off hip. Any other thoughts on that one?
Yeah, for me, the biggest thing, there's just such a discrepancy with the pecs and also the delts. You see, his left pec looks a lot bigger than the right. It's because he's contracting that right pec with that internal rotation. And his left delt also looks a lot rounder than his right one. And it's because of that internal rotation of the shoulder is just flattening off that right shoulder. It's a little bit better in the hands off it, but it's still a
Yeah.
little bit kind of awkward the way he's kind of sitting into it. Another thing as well, I actually think his shorts are sat like really high on his waist. It kind of makes his torso look very short, and it makes his arms look very long the way his shorts are sat. So I'd actually pull his shorts down a little bit, just to improve the proportions a bit more of his physique.
Yeah, agreed. And like maybe lower the shorts until you can see his V line a little bit, see a little bit of the taper there through the waist. And but other than that, I feel like his routine flow has actually improved a lot from the last two Olympia showings I've seen him do. I feel like it's a lot more purposeful than it has been in the past. And I also think he brought up his legs a little bit too, because I swear this man had smaller legs in the past. One of the OGs of the men's physique division, and same and similar to Carlos's posing. His front pose, he is flexing those darn pecs. Let's relax those big pillows, brother. And it looks like we could have a little bit better ab control as well into the front shot and setting up to the back pose. Back pose looks decent. And I really like his transition right here. Very Potvin of him to do, turning around back to the front. What are your thoughts, Kes?
I agree. Jeremy has extremely unique pecs where they're so bubbly. Like, his lower pecs are absolutely insane. And I feel like in that front pose, they'd look even better if he just rolled the shoulders back a little bit and just kept them full. Yeah, I think it'd help a lot with that front pose. Same, I agree with the ab control as well, in terms of just fully exhaling and blowing the air out of the abs. his back pose, he actually hit that really well. When he did that like little transition from the back to the front, if we go back into it, so maybe we'll go into it. What he does is he kind of like leans over, and I would prefer if he kind of like thinks about dipping his hip a bit more, rather than, you'll just see here like how he kind of leans a little bit. And if he just shifted his hips a little bit towards the left, I just think it'd improve the aesthetics of that little transition a little bit more.
100%. And even if he, so if he kept the same height of his back pose to this pose, he could actually thicken the left lat a little bit to have more of a, you can see it thicken right here a little bit, but it looks like he's leaning towards the side of the stage. If he leaned his back towards the judges, it would have a better representation of how thick his back is. But yes, I 100% agree with the rotation of the hips too, having that nice V taper as he turns around. I'm not sure if you played with this cue in the past, but I played with this with one of my guys in person and other people too, is if you lean into your toes a little bit, it actually puts you in a good position to actually flex into your abs a little bit more. That's what I've been doing here and there for myself. It's not like, it's almost like you're doing like a Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal lean forward. You're not trying to crunch forward, but it's leaning into the toes.
Yeah, that's a good cue. Perfect. Yeah.
And then as for his, I'm being really picky here, so I'm going to go over his Ventura step. So his Ventura step could be a lot better. So notice that he has a V-taper in his front pose, but when he gets in the Ventura step, he closes off his V-taper. Like, it's just, I don't really see it as much as I did in his front pose. All he needs to do is keep those lats open, and I will actually hover his left middle finger, like his middle knuckle, over the left nipple, just so he can have that V-taper, not losing it at all, turn around towards the back. He's always had like this flow of doing like a lat spread, but he doesn't hook his thumbs. So I always thought that was kind of cool. But anyways, let's move on to the fourth place finisher, which is my man, Amit Agre, right here. Yeah. So let's see how he looks here. Take it away, Kes.
Yeah, man, he's got a really, really good physique. The chest striations there are absolutely crazy. He's got a lot of muscle for a men's physique athlete. In the front pose, I would look at just bending, kind of bringing the arms in towards the body a little bit in that front pose, because I feel like the hands are just a little bit too far away from the body, where it can just, how they feel, frame the physique a little bit more and create a nicer silhouette. His transitions are pretty nice, shows off the strengths and the details of his physique. That's lovely, that little arms behind the back. But you can see there, with that hands-off hip, he can definitely bring the arms in a little bit more, I think, with that one.
Yeah, exactly. When I look at myself in the mirror when I'm setting into a both hands off hip pose, what I usually do is I use my lead leg, so it will be his left leg, as reference as to how close I need to have my hands and arms in. So it's like I look at the outer shape of the left quad, and then I look at the shape of my left arm, and I try to match them the same. And so the right arm is super far away from his right pocket. So what I look at my inner leg of the left leg, trying to match the same shape as well. Or what I tell people to cue themselves is like, have your fists closer to your pockets so we could close the gaps. There's so many different ways you could teach this and adjust. Yeah.
I think people normally, people will say, oh, I'll just stick my arms out when they're doing it. But then I will cue people to just say, just rest the arms on the lats. Just think about resting the arms on the lats and letting them hang. And then that should do the job normally.
Yeah, like you shouldn't look like you're holding like big, massive, like blocky TVs to the side of your hips. That's not what we're trying to do. As for his back pose has been interesting over the last few shows. Like he hits it pretty well. Like right here, I like it better than when he sets into here sometimes. It's and I would like him to hold his back pose longer too. At least for routine purposes.
Agreed. I actually think he can. I think he can rotate his shoulders forward a bit more. Because if you saw in the back pose how he hit that first transition, I really like the look of his back there. And then when he kind of gets into the pose itself, he externally rotates and slightly pinches, and he loses a bit of width. So when he does the first bit, so let's just see here, there, he looks really wide. He looks wide there. And then he'll roll it back slightly. There, that's good. And then he rolls it back a bit. And then he just loses a little bit of width.
100%. And I feel like he could engage the lower rectors a little bit more. So a little bit of what I've been queuing, I've been getting this from Bikini actually. If he were to arc his chest up a little bit higher and tilt it back a little bit until he feels like his neck is over his glute, he could possibly be in a better spot to engage the lower rectors. But it's all dependent
Agreed.
on everybody's flexibility too. But yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that. I'm excited to see you do that on stage, Kess. The hands behind the
It,
back.
it shall be done, my lord.
Yeah. And solid shorts. Use code Josh for the Manifest shorts. He's part of the team. And let's move on to
Shameless
George
plug.
freaking Brown, man. I don't see any stage shots of him, so maybe I think this is a stage shot of him. This is him in the back. But George Brown really impressed me in this show. I haven't seen George Brown be this peeled in a while. It's really hard to find any videos or shots of him in the back. Let's see here. I feel like you could, yeah, this is George Brown going against everybody. I was like, he is just peeled. Like comparing him to the other three, he's looking money, in my opinion. I would adjust his front pose though, for sure. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was definitely out of everyone on stage, he had the best peak. He had really like crisp condition, and he like muscle was bursting against the skin, so really good look. Like you can just see like his physique just pops from the front in terms of his level of detail. But yeah, with the posing, you can tell like he's almost like leaning over a little bit, if you know what I mean, when he's kind of setting up into the front pose, and it just looks a little bit awkward, if you know what I mean. So I think yeah, he can definitely just keep that chest up a little bit, keep his head a little bit higher, and just think about sitting into the hip rather than leaning over, and because it almost looks like he's just tilting over in that front pose a little bit.
Yeah. I've noticed that George Brown, when he poses, it has a very old school style when it comes to men's physique. Like he's still posing like how they used to. Like I feel like a modern version of what old school looks like now is Brandon Hendrickson. Brandon Hendrickson still poses in a very like old style way. Like he's like the bridge of like old school versus new school, kind of.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so like this front pose that George is doing, it's very similar to how Brandon hits it. So, and his back pose, him and I have been in discussion. I told him that he needs to raise his elbows a little bit higher because, well, his elbow position is pretty good here. But if you saw the video or photo he sent me, his elbows were extremely low. Like his elbows were like probably like where his lower rectors are, which was losing his shoulders. So if he were just to close his fist in a little bit closer here, it definitely will have a better shape, as well as maybe even tilting his back a little bit better. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think he could maybe think about maybe internally rotating shoulders forward a little bit more in the back pose. And also what I would do is maybe just bring the hands in towards the body a bit more. So just like think about cranking the forearms like slightly in rather than extending the arm, and kind of framing the silhouette of this physique a little bit better in that back pose. And it also might allow him to like have a bit of tension to the rear delt and just get his lower lats to pop a bit as well.
Yeah. And, like he has I feel like he has the shape. He has the look for men's physique. It's just with little small adjustments, he could better his chances of taking some wins. But other than that, like George Brown, he did take a win this weekend. He went into the Charlotte Pro. He went against all the young guns, and he also went into it for Masters, and he won the Masters division for the qualifier. So.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Congrats. Nah, still, for his age, he looks absolutely insane.
Yeah, I don't even know how old he is. He's probably in his 40s, maybe? I don't know.
I think he's like mid 40s.
Is he? Dang.
Yeah, I think so.
That's goals. And just to give you an idea of like old school men's physique posing, this is him back in the day.
Yeah.
This is when men's physique didn't really have like a clear standard of what pose you should be hitting. So man is just spinning and jumping into a front pose. I think he even does like a front double bicep in here too.
Nice. That's cool, man. Bro, that physique is nuts. Like the polish and the pop to it is really nice. Oh, he's little Arnold single bicep pose.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I'm tempted. See how he has his elbow super low, so he would hit it like
Yeah.
that sometimes. So
You know what you should do? You know you do the pose flows to like the Olympians posing. You should do this.
oh yeah, you're right. I should do
You
this
should do
one.
it. That would be amazing if you did that.
Sweet, that would be sick.
Yeah,
But yeah, I feel like he was ahead of his time here.
yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's
10 years ago.
men's physique history right then.
But let's get into so that's the Charlotte Pro. I'm excited to see what the future looks for all of these guys and Olympians going into the O. But let's get into another show that happened, and let me show you the lineup here. So this was in Taiwan, and look at the lineup right here.
Yeah.
And
Stat
I don't
lineup.
go ahead.
No, I think we were saying one of us should just go in this and get a top 3 in a pro show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, shoot, bro. The missed opportunity here. Yes, there are 2 competitors that were showing up to the Taiwan Pro. I'm not even sure of if the second guy arrived. Did he?
No, he didn't. He pulled out. So I think only Farouk showed up. So he was literally the only one in the show.
That is crazy, bro. And
Yeah.
is this recent? Is this his qualification? Where is it? Oh no,
Yeah.
that's last year.
No,
That's last year.
that was before. I think go back a bit. Go up to the top. Oh. Yeah, I think it's that first place Taiwan. He looks really good. Like he's got a good physique, man.
No, yeah, he looks awesome. And also, what is this man's ethnicity? Because I can't even tell.
Well,
'Cause he look-
Ishimoto is Japanese.
Is he full Japanese?
He can't be. He can't because Farouk is like an Arabic name. So he must be
Okay,
half
gotcha.
like he must be half Japanese and half something else.
Wait, so did he plus 10? Okay, so he got points for the Olympic qualification because it's not considered a very high tier pro show. If
Yeah.
people are new here, you have to hit a high tier pro show to be able to be qualified for an Olympia. And high tier is like what? Like the New York Pro, the Pittsburgh Pro,
Yeah.
I believe the Arnold, anything where
I think
it's
there's
stacked.
I think Prague is a first year show. I'm
Is it
pretty
really?
sure Prague or Romania or one of them two because I remember last year Romania was like a first year show.
Yeah, look at that physique, bro. Man, if I could achieve this physique, I'd be very satisfied. Like, I don't even need to compete in a pro show. Like, if I could do this all year round.
He's very look at his legs as well. Even his legs are good.
Bro, and the calves. Oh, man. Bro, I had someone call me out for my calves in California the other day, and I was like, gosh dang it. And then when I was staying with my family, my parents, I looked at my mom's body, and I was just like, yo, I definitely have your lower body because she has no calves or legs as well. I was like, dang it. But
Yeah. Bro,
I like the
his
presentation.
posing. His posing's good. Like I'm trying to pick out like stuff I could work on. Honestly, that was probably the best posing routine I've seen out of all the ones we've looked at today.
Yeah, agreed. Like, look at that. Right shoulder, that's the only thing I see. The right shoulder
Yeah.
looks like it's rolled a little bit too forward. We could, like, sit
Yeah.
the shoulder back a little bit, but that's about
Yeah.
it. Looks like it's easier for him to sit into this pose with the right hand off hip, but he can still roll it back a little bit. And a little bit of flexion in the right chest, but that's like being very picky. I feel like some judges won't even catch that, really.
Yeah, agreed. No, honestly, this is like a very, very solid routine, to be honest. He's like, he knows his strengths of his physique and he's showcasing that in his routine. It's not over the top. He's not doing too much, but it looks cool. It's powerful. Yeah, man, really, really good routine, this.
Yeah, if in my opinion, and this is like my personal opinion, I believe Asia has like probably the most best posers. Like they're very artistic and flowy in their routines from what I've seen. Everybody else, like, yeah. All I'm gonna say is like Asia poses better than Americans. I will say that.
I agree. I honestly think it's like a cultural thing. I think they actually put more effort into their posing than people in Europe or in the West, let's just say. So they really make an effort to like nail their stage presentation and put on a show. Because I've seen this in other federations as well. The Asian athletes are really good at posing.
Yeah. Like from the Philippines to China, like I'm seeing some good posers out there. Man, this man is looking good. I wonder how he did at the Olympia. last year. Let's see
Mm.
here.
I don't. Well, he didn't place.
No, not at all. I feel like his time will come. Well, he actually looks. He doesn't look as tight here at Olympia. Come to look at it.
Agreed.
So, and that is a problem too with some people that are traveling over the world having to peak properly. Looks like he competed at Hawaii, and yeah, he could be a little bit tighter in the midsection here, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, any other thoughts on men's physique news or anybody else you want to cover?
Oof. I'm just trying to think, really. No, I think. Do we want to cover Pittsburgh, or do we want to go over that in a future episode?
Let's actually just cover like who the three people that they're talking about in
I
Pittsburgh.
feel like there's five. I feel like there's four or five people that they're covering because there's Ali Bilal, Banks, Chiron, Edvan, and Hee Juk Shuen. So there's like five people who could possibly win.
Okay, let's see how Chiron's looking like right now. Chiron is so chill, man. Like I don't even know if he's like.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna ask him to come on because I'd really love to have. I'd really love to have Chiron on the podcast.
Okay, yeah, we do. Let's see how Chiron's looking like these days. So this is a recent check-in, possibly. What? So Chiron's really into planet frequencies. He's got me on that stuff. Have you heard of that before? Like listening to
Mm,
planet frequencies?
never in my life.
It's really interesting. I believe Neptune is my favorite planet to listen. Oh my gosh, what are you doing, bro? Oh my, oh, sorry, this is my first time seeing him pose in a while, and that
Yeah.
threw me off.
What
Wait,
specifically are you referring to?
oh, dude, okay, hold on. We're gonna have to start from the beginning. We're gonna go through this from the very beginning. Who's
Yeah.
coaching him? Is it Neil?
I don't think it is. I
Okay,
can't remember who his coach is. Isn't it Cuts?
is it? I have no idea. Oh, I've always loved that this step towards a front wellness
Yeah.
position. I will totally do that if I had his physique. But anyways, his transition from the front to the back is what threw me off. So we're gonna look at his routine. Conron has a very shinobu type of setup into the front pose right here.
It's the jutsu one. IGM jutsu transition. That's
There
cool,
you
man.
go. He does a chest squeeze, and the way he looks towards the side threw me off. Bro, why does that look
Nice.
so cool to me? And then he swipes the left arm and the left hand
Oh,
with the
bro,
fingers.
mate, bro's aura farming. It's honestly, that's honestly like he's completely like made his own posing style, which I think is so cool. Like he just doesn't copy anyone else. He's so unique, and it's like this is like what I love to see in men's physique posing, man. I love Chiron's physique as well. I think it's so complete, from front to back, and then the little wellness pose. Yeah, man.
I promise I won't like fangirl over him when we have him on the pod, but I'm definitely like, man, I'm feeling something with this posing, man.
The
He's just
only
so
the only
good.
thing I'm gonna yeah, the only thing I'm gonna nitpick on, I think in his front pose, right, his right foot is a bit too far forwards in front.
Agreed, yeah.
I'd think about like staying on the line a bit more with both feet in terms of the heels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I
that's
agree
me
with that one.
nitpicking.
I do. I would have to see this in person and like kneel down on the floor, but his back pose. I hope his hips aren't too far forward. Let me see how he sets up into his back pose. His back pose looks better here than I've seen it in the past. Let's see here. His hips
I
look
know what
pretty
you
neutral.
mean. I know what you mean though. Like in terms of like the pelvic tilt, in terms of
Yeah,
pushing them forwards too much. Yeah.
yeah. It looks like he could push him back a touch more.
Yeah.
And it looks like he is causing a little bit of flexion in possibly his left abdomen, for him to be like unleveled with the shoulders too. I've noticed with some
Hmm.
competitors, if they tighten one side of the abs, then they kind of look a little bit lopsided. But I would have to see this in person or separately to see what's going on here. Um, the only thing I saw that if he wants to play with V taper too, is when he does his like quarter turn back pose transition. I would just rotate the hips a little bit more just to shrink the waist as much as possible. But
Yeah.
man, he's looking crazy.
I
Yeah,
want
I
him to win
also
this show.
yeah, because he's doing Legion, right?
Yeah.
And at least oh yeah, he's doing Legion at Pittsburgh, bro. If he wins, I'm gonna like just look at that shot. Look at that shot, man. So cool.
It's
All
the
right,
little it's the little Jedi braid as well, which is so cool on the side.
bro. I've been thinking of growing one out like right here on my
Nice.
towards the back, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Who else do we got here? We got who
Ali
else is
Bilal?
Ali Bilal, Ali Health. Sorry, guys. Got a little bit excited of Cameron Holden view profile. What am I doing here?
Do you want
No.
to message him as well?
Yeah. Yo, Ali. Why'd you unfollow me? He followed me and then unfollowed me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez. That's funny.
I don't care. So Ali always looks good all year round. I feel like he's the type of guy where he's just like, one thing I like about Ali, his confidence is through the roof, and I like that type of stuff. I like the drama that he brings to the division, because men's physique could be kind of boring, but he's brought in the heat. Um, I guess this is how he's possibly looking like right now. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. That is like now, I think. Yeah, man. He always looks peeled. Like his midsection is always like dialed, to
Mhm.
be honest. So, yeah, man, his back looks improved as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like if he needs to make any improvements, oh no, his legs look pretty good here. Okay.
Mm.
Hmm. In this front pose, and I've seen this happen consistently, he just needs to roll his left shoulder back a little bit. That left pec likes to flex a ton.
Yeah. You can see it in that gym shot, like he's doing it quite a lot in that pumped gym shot.
Yeah.
There. You can see that left pec contracting a fair bit. So, yeah, I'd just roll the shoulder back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. What is this? He looks like freaking Wesker from Resident Evil. Not sure you're familiar with that series,
I
but
am. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
really, bro,
That's funny.
my feed right now is all Resident Evil. It's bad.
That's
It's
funny.
bad. Anyways, let's move on to Aaron Banks because Aaron will be at the Pittsburgh Pro. So
Mm-hmm.
search Aaron. All we need, Aaron, is your pecs and your midsection. That's all we need for you, man. See, and Aaron right now is living his freaking best life right now, just traveling, handling business in different areas. Bro, you just poured water or whatever juices all over your freaking pants. Or maybe it's your
You didn't
sweat.
care. Yeah, it posts it anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, hey, when you're Mr. Olympia, do whatever you want.
Yeah,
All right, let's look at
bro,
his back pose.
That V-taper in his back pose is just crazy. The lower lats are just insane.
Yeah. Just work on
I
symmetry
would
with
just
the elbow position.
Yeah. And I'd actually make sure he just closes his hands as well in the back pose, just to make it look a bit neater.
Is he bringing back the peekaboo? He better bring back the peekaboo. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was just like, "Dude, I don't know what Aaron Banks is doing with his posing, but what if we revert back to what he did when he won?"
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
agreed. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. No, as I said, I think if he can just keep that midsection super tight and controlled, and because sometimes it almost looks like it's distended on certain shows, like when he's not peaked properly. If he can keep that in, like, and nail his front pose, like, he'll be hard to beat. Because from a structure standpoint, like, not many can hang with him.
No, not at all, brother. This front pose looks a little bit better than others too, because I feel like sometimes he could square off his hips towards the judges a little bit too much.
Yeah,
Um,
agreed.
as long as he could rotate a little bit more, maybe a little bit more twist to the hips, I'd be curious how that looks. Looks like he's a little
Yeah.
bit tempted to flex his right pec too, but Aaron is looking pretty yummy. I'm a fan. Uh,
hmm
let's see this shot here.
Oh, see, that's better, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that left side is a little off for his back pose. Cool.
Yeah,
And then
I
we
actually
got
I think with his back pose, it might be like a mobility thing. Sometimes when people
mm-hmm.
get tight on one side, the back pose is a little bit uneven.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Sure, you're right. Is Edvon at Pittsburgh too?
Yeah.
Edvon Palmera. Isn't he already qualified for Olympia?
I don't think he is.
No? I thought he won a couple of shows already. Oh no, he lost. Wait, he didn't win China. It was Brandon. Let's see how Edvon's looking like. Mr. Mainstreaming My Physique. I remember when Edvon used to be super big for the division, but now he's like toned it down and really brought his physique to a men's physique level. So
yeah, he's a perfect example because like he poses his front pose in a way where he does really like show his V-tape, and I see like he can angle his waist where he does hide it quite a lot in that front pose where it's just like a really nice V-taper. He is contracting his pecs a little bit, but I like the shape of his midsection in that front pose.
Yeah. One thing that's really interesting to catch too is I've noticed that when he squares his notice when he sets up into his front, his left ab isn't as symmetrical as the right, so he's posing towards his better side, so you can't really see it as much. So for those of you who are posing, if you have an ab that's more stacked and appears more symmetrical, show off that side. Or obliques that look better on that side. How are your abs? Do you feel like your abs are pretty symmetrical?
Pretty, yeah. I mean, on stage you can't tell that they're not. I would say my obliques are a little bit less symmetrical. So one side, my good side, is a lot more dialed than the other. Just because my mind muscle connection with that one side is so much better though. So with me, I always twist in my front pose. Like if I was to do a Superman, you'd see like my obliques look different on each side.
100%. And I feel like one thing worth noting is I feel like Edvon's back pose could still have a little bit of work with opening up a little bit more, maybe having his elbows a little bit higher in his back pose, because sometimes he drops them way too low. I would like to see more width, a little bit more of his delts, and let's see if he shows it off again. Show me your back, bro. Because I remember when he showed off his back against people like, what's his name? What's Brazilian Ryan Terry's name?
Dilson.
I feel like he exposed a lot of width with Edvon, from what I can remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love this transition he does with the hand up.
Yeah.
He looks like a cyborg when he poses.
Mm-hmm. It kind of suits his physique, though.
Yeah, it really does. It's like a Terminator from Brazil.
Yeah.
Then who else do we got? I feel like you have a better memory of who's competing at the show than I do.
Mr. Chinese, He Jushuen.
How do you spell that?
H-E. J-U-X. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, he's doing Pittsburgh too?
Yeah. My favorite athlete. My favorite men's physique athlete at the minute.
Oh, man. That's like... This is a stacked lineup, man.
I know it is.
This is gonna, like...
Could you imagine if he just rocks up and wins? That would be insane if he won.
Dude. Like, what does he need? Maybe just be peeled out of his freaking mind.
I think he needs more back.
Let's see his back. Well, I mean, all he has is... Well, let's see what we got here. Man, look at those biddies. Those jigglypuffs. It's so funny because I'm in this room and Paige is probably like, what is he saying? I'm looking at a man, Paige. Looking at a man. Dang.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, the V-tape is insane.
And he's young, too. I think he's like... I forget how old he is, but he's very young.
I think he's like mid-20s or something.
No way. Gosh.
Yeah.
Why was I not into bodybuilding sooner?
Yeah.
See his back. Oh, yeah. Looks like it could use some density and just more maturity over time.
Yeah.
It could fill out the lower lats a ton, but hey, once he gets his back pose locked in, or this back, I feel like it's game over for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think he could one day win the Olympia. I think he's that good.
That would be dope. An Olympian from China.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and that's everybody, right?
That's everyone. Yeah. So, we'll do predictions closer to the time, I think. We'll do like our official predictions then. But let's just say for now, who do you have winning?
I'm gonna go for. I feel like, man, this is tough, man. I would probably give it to Ali, but I could see Hiju fighting for it and Chiron fighting for it. Those are like the three that come to my mind. I mean, Aaron Banks, I want to throw him out there too, but it's just like it's gonna be a battle between those four for sure. I don't even know, bro.
So I think the safe bet is Ali for sure. I think I'm going to predict him to win. I think Chiron could win it though.
Yeah.
I think Chiron could show up and win because Chiron's got a better back than Ali, so I think he could expose him from the back.
Oh yeah. And the chest too. Chiron has a better like chest than Ali as well.
Yeah.
I feel like you just got to be freaking peeled out his mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll be interesting, but we'll see what they look like close to the time, and then I suppose we'll make our prediction on peak week.
Yeah, and you never know too, man. I mean, when Chiron beat Aaron Banks, like Chiron could do that.
Yeah, he can. If he's on and anyone's slightly off, he'll beat them.
Oh, that would be so sweet. I like Ali, but for Chiron to come back and just win, that will make my year.
That would be very cool. That would be very cool. Sweet. Yeah, I think that's everything then for this week.
Yeah, that is. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. If you have, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you have any ideas of what you'd like for us to do in the future, let us know. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Bye.
Peace.